Russia at the turn of the century. Tsar Nicholas II rules with an iron fist. Anyone who dares to be thrilled by far too dangerous ideas is summarily sent to the endless vastness of Siberia. But many are here of their own free will. Arriving from the overpopulated East, they hope for a better life. The longest railway in the world is going to make it possible.
Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me again for another video today. Today we're attacking Chapter 1, Mission 5 in the Transport Fever 2 campaign series. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
People don't necessarily head for Siberia voluntarily. But once they're here, they soon learn to love the taiga intimately. Now, the longest railway in the world is supposed to be completed here. You head a key ministry within the Tsarist Empire. That's why the Tsar has entrusted you with this prestigious project. Greatness lies ahead. Soon it will be completed, the railway line that crosses the continent. But the most important leg is still missing. The section all around Lake Baikal, the golden clasp of the Russian belt of steel. The terrain along the lake shore is treacherous and requires meticulous preparation. Take the necessary measures so that construction can begin soon. First of all, feeder routes to the shores of Lake Baikal must be built so that supplies of materials always remain ensured.
Okay guys, so it looks like our mission for this one is to connect up the largest railway ever made. So it looks like it wants us to ensure that steel production is collected, connect Irkutsk with the port of Baikal and Ulan-Ude to Baikalsk. Okay, I'm sure we can manage that. So it looked like this one here was easier to do to start with. It looks like the base infrastructure is already in for us here. We need to connect this up to the existing railway that's at the other end. So if we run this through, we don't want to be doing any fancy bridges or anything like that. I think if we come in this side of town here, along the shore is going to be the best port of call. Let's connect that one in. So that's Ulan-Ude, is that right? Ulan-Ude to Baikalsk, and then we want to go Irkutsk to Port Baikal. So Irkutsk railway link is in here. We've already got a spur off here, so if we connect those two, does that complete that mission? If we hit play, it might do.
First of all, feeder routes to the shores of Lake Baikal must be built so that supplies of materials always remain ensured.
Now it also wants us to make steel and get steel delivered down there. It needs to be collected and connected. So we've got iron and coal here. We need to get iron and coal into the steel and then the steel down to the port here. So because we've already got the route coming in here, we're going to need 3 tracks because we need to get steel out and iron and coal in. So if we build a station facing roughly that direction, oh, that connected then. We can squeeze this in here and still manage to get a road connection. Okay, so that station's connected there, brilliant. And then we need some single platform stations. One for coal. put a terminus on this, and we should just be able to stick it straight on the end. There we go. And then if I take the inside track, I'm not sure if I want to be going down, but we stick that one round there. The outside track. And join in near this corner, I suppose, to get the corner matched up. But then we want to peel away and head off towards the iron mine. That's there. And then we've already got this one here that needs to connect in to here, which it has. Now I need to get all those connected into a depot. So if I put a depot down on the coast here, I can hopefully find some way to plumb in all of these lines. I'll go straight in for this one. I can get a line across for that one, and then we take a little branch line off there. I'm sure I can get this in somewhere. There we go. And now this doesn't look the prettiest, guys, but it is going to allow us to do what we need to do. First of all, we need trains. And similarly to the last episode, because it starts with so much money in the campaign, it's not worth going for anything but the fastest trains. But in this one, because the tractive effort's a lot higher for only 3 miles per hour less, I think we will go for this one. And then we want coal. We'll just get 2 of these trains. We'll clone that, and I want 1 of these on a route for iron ore, where it waits for a full load at the top. Then brings that down to the steelworks. That's going to be TF for train freight, and that is going to be Bacal iron. And the other train that's in there, we want another new line that's going to be TF Bacal coal. And that's going to go from here at the coal mine, where it's going to wait for a full load. And that's going to go into that platform of the steelworks. That's brilliant. And then we need 1 more train. It's going to carry the steel. We'll go for the same train again. This time, though, it needs to just carry steel. Flat car with sides. And that's going to go on a new line from the steelworks to the full load. That's going to go down to Bacal. That's going to be TF Bacal Steel. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name here, guys, Port Bacal, but I think it's got to be there or thereabouts correct. Again, as I do in every episode, I'm going to turn down the costs. I hate seeing those come up constantly. The coal and
golden
iron.
clasp for the Russian belt of steel isn't called that for nothing. One day it will encircle Lake Baikal like a piece of jewelry. The construction calls for extraordinary skill, and the whole thing costs a huge pile of money. Get started on creating the first stage of the line, which will go down in history as a masterpiece in the art of engineering. Good planning is essential. The surveying work shows that 2 possible routes suggest themselves for the line. You have the final say.
Okay guys, so it looks like we've got a choice here. The ultimate aim, I believe, is to connect the railway from this side of the lake all the way around and connect up to this side. So we can have a longer construction time but lower costs, or we can have a shorter construction time with higher material costs. Now I'm hoping the material is just going to be the steel here, because we should be producing plenty of that, so I think we'll get a short construction time.
Well, that's the way it should be. All that has to be done now is to have everything brought to the construction site.
It looks like we already actually have this set up, because we've already got a train delivering steel down to here. That's he'll be waiting for a full load up here if we can select the train. So that should be ideal, realistically. I mean, if we just edit that train so that it carries 60.
The Irkutsk Association of Sable Breeders asks for help. You're supposed to advertise the association's next meeting by announcing it loudly all over town.
Okay, so it looks like we've got the first bonus task.
Take a walk through town and advertise for the worthy cause of sable breeding.
So, in the town of Irkutsk, we need to establish a budget of at least 3 stations and drive it. Okay, so we'll go each side, why not, and we'll do a loop. Or that doesn't look like it will connect, so we'll connect that road up. We'll create the loop. And it is Irkutsk bus. And then we are going to need a road depot because we don't have any yet. Passengers, what do we have at the minute? Oh, that looks good. Cut first truck. So, but for passengers, we only have these droshkis. We'll go for 5 because money's no issue. It wants us to drive it. Okay, so I don't know if that means we need to be on board, but whilst we're waiting for that steel to be delivered, we might as well have a look around the town. Irkutsk. We are in 3 sound speed anyway.
First leg has been completed. Tsar Nicholas is extremely pleased. But the terrain is treacherous. A muddy quagmire in the summer, frozen solid in winter. Thanks to stable steel structures, the tracks are luckily going to stay right where they are. Nothing happens without materials. Make sure that they are ready and waiting by the time the next leg is to be completed.
Okay, so that didn't take very long at all, guys. That steel's already been delivered. Now we need to do the second construction site, which is art, so that's okay. The other side here with stone. The stone's down here. So do we need another train line set up? 60 stone. You know what, guys? I'm actually just going to do this with
A group of hunting
trucks.
tourists from Europe is eager to shoot a bear. As luck would have it, construction work has driven off most of the bears. As for the women, they are relatives of the Tsarina herself, so a bear is an absolute must. The circus currently performing in Irkutsk has a tired old circus bear. Maybe things could work out in the end.
Okay, guys, so I'm just going to set this one up quickly before we have a look at that new bonus task for hunting bears. And we need to transport 60 stone. So this truck here carries 6. So if we go for 10 trucks, we put those on a new line from the stone quarry here. We want a full load. We want them to take it all the way up to here. Can't connect them. We might have to add another road here then. So we want TF for truck freight. And this is a Kalsk stone. So why can't they? Yeah, I've just seen it here. The reason why these can't get through is because these 2 roads in the middle aren't linked up. That should start things off. If we hit the go button, hopefully we start getting some stone over here. 2 out of 3 on the advertising, so that should come through soon. There we go, the stone's come through. So let's accept the bear hunt mission.
The circus wants to move on as early as tomorrow. But if a big enough audience can be organised, it might stay for an extra performance.
We need to bring people, okay, to the circus over here. First of all, we need to bring the road across. That road's too low down. Oh, give me a chance. So if I pause it because it wants to build that road instantly back again. There we go, that looks like it's connected. We want to drop people off there. If I just add this after stop 1, I add another stop even in at the circus. And that bus route's already then set up. I don't know whether this 2 out of 3 didn't work because we weren't riding this horse and cart when it got to the last stop. So I'll just stay on board here until we get to the 3rd stop. I think I saw it at this stop last time, and it's the next stop that we weren't on board with last time, so we'll just stick with it this time and have a good look through the city. Oh, I don't know if this building here is supposed to look a little bit like Moscow in the red square, I'm not sure. It does look like some buildings I've seen on the news of Moscow. No, I was hoping that was going to complete that mission there, because that is the third stop that we've used, so we'll just wait until it gets round to the next one to see whether that triggers it or not. We'll have a bit of first person mode to see if it makes a difference around town. Oh, it's a little bit quick for first person here though, I think. Slow it down a little bit. You can have a look at some of the buildings. Brookfield Goods. That's obviously our road depot with the big metal shutter doors. I don't know if they would have been a thing in horse and cart days, but it obviously future-proofs it a little bit. I believe that's a post box and a water hydrant there. Looks like I've jumped on board just at the wrong time here, but we do tend to get some really good buildings around. Looks like a whiskey distillery of some sort. Somehow the camera's dropped all the way down to the floor here.
is willing to hand over the tired bear to you for a supply of logs. He can use them to replace the rotten poles for the big tub.
So now it wants us to get all these new vehicles, get rid of these. Now it wants us to supply logs to the circus. So we're going to need Brook drop off. Where are we going to get the logs from? Ah, yeah. Saw it as soon as I zoomed out. Okay, so we'll connect up to that. Oh, that doesn't look great though. Does that connect in? That does connect to the logs. And we already have the road depot here. So we'll get, what, 3 logs? 3 wagons. Fill up over here. And bring the logs to the truck stop at the circus. That's going to be RF for road freight. And it is cut logs. Hopefully that brings them in. Now I don't know why this advertising isn't working yet. Slightly concerning that that hasn't worked. However, I just need to leave it riding round. So it thinks I'm trying to use... Was it deleted? Ah, the bus stop's been deleted from down here. It's done that. The game's done that itself, so I just need to take the Manor Road stop out. These guys will just keep getting around the village then. I remember there was one part of this campaign mission that took me a hell of a long time the first time I did it. It was when you have to find hideouts within the town, I think it is. You use one of the map layouts that's one of the map overlays even that isn't the best. It did take me a long time to find out what was going on.
The geopolitical situation is coming to a head. Trouble is brewing on the eastern borders of the Empire. Time is short. See to it that the route is completed in good time, so that the necessary logistics infrastructure is ready if worst comes to worst. The Tsar cannot be disappointed under any circumstances. In other words, get going.
Okay.
Hurry up. Get everything that's needed here quickly so that the railroad is completed on time.
Third construction site. So what does it want up here? It wants steel again. Okay, so all we'll do is on this train line, it wants steel and stone. So on this steel line, we'll take out Port Baikal cargo station. We'll just add in the construction site up there.
Material is constantly disappearing from the construction
Get up
sites.
there. Yes, it can.
And just what might be the cause? There are rumours that a mysterious creature is prowling around the taiga. A well-known shaman supposedly knows what to do.
Ah, okay, so it wants us to get stone up to there, but we can't build that side of the river. Which must be why they've given us a handy little dock down here. So if we get a ship that can carry stone, might as well get the bigger one. That can carry stone from here. We'll go wait for a full load. I'll specify with it being a ship, because sometimes it can do some crazy stuff. Want that to load there, and that's going to be SF for sea freight. I'll just call that stone. That just said it can't go, didn't it? Yeah, okay, we'll sell that. Because these two ports have only got small docks, we're going to have to use the Wilhelm, which is fine. That can carry 70. And then we're going to need a new train line here as well. Not a new train line, a new depot, sorry.
The hunters have departed empty-handed. The bear disappeared. Word has it that it frightened a postman and stole his bicycle. Then the bear rode off with its tongue sticking out.
Now, what kind of cargo can these take? So they can't. The train that's taking the steel up there can't also take the stone, so we need another train that can take stone. Stone, and it needs to be 60. 63 is fine. We want a new line from the cargo depot here where we want it to wait for a full load of stone. Don't want it to unload anything, and we want it to drop it off at the top there. And that is going to be TF for train freight, and it is Baikal stone. So hopefully that kicks everything into touch now. We should be able to get some stone delivered. I'm hoping that's connected to there, and it can see what it needs. This stone now, yeah, it looks like it. The consumer's here, construction site 3, which is up there, so it has picked up that route all the way through for it. The escape bear is now done. Stones and Shamans, let's see what this one's about. Actually, before we do that, I just want to add in an extra stop on this route, just because it doesn't seem to be doing what it should be at the minute.
What a disgrace!
There we go.
In reality, the Association of Sable Breeders turned out to be a group of subversive subjects who are conspiring to overthrow the Tsar. You must prevent the meetings at all costs.
Found the meeting points of the conspiracy and demolish them. So this is the one that I was talking about earlier. It actually took me a while last time. So what you need to do is you need to turn on this land use layer here, and you need to look for 3 buildings around the town which have no colour, they're just white. I'll show you what I mean. There we go. So there's one down here. You can see that's counted as one of them. There's always one that I struggled to find really bad last time. I think it was this one here. You can see they really don't stand out too much at all. There's 2 out of 3. And the third one is just over here on this edge of the town.
What a relief. The subversive forces have been arrested. The danger is averted. The monarchy saved.
Okay, and then we did have another one that came up. This stone and steel should be sorting itself out now, but the stones and shamans one.
The shaman can be found on a mountain in the southeast.
Southeast mountains?
The shaman has spoken. There's no doubt that the mysterious monster of the taiga is responsible. The only way it can be appeased is with offerings of precious jewels. The gemstones are supposed to be found on the steepest slope to the southwest.
This is another one that can be a pain to find, guys. I have created a short video for YouTube explaining this one. Now, because it says a Shaman can be found in the southeast, and we found him here, then this is the southeast corner. And then it says here that dig up the gemstones. Gemstones are supposed to be found on the steepest slope to the southwest. So if we're in the southeast here, and the southwest is this end of the map, and you're looking for the steepest slopes, but then you will stumble across this red circle here highlighting the area. And because it's on about terrain tools here, it says digging for gemstones, I just turn the strength up, the brush size within this circle, dig down a bit,
What
let go,
wonderful rare
done.
specimens. They radiate an extremely unusual energy.
Bring the gemstones to the Shaman.
The Shaman was kind enough to hand over the gems to the tiger monster. He said it would be too dangerous for anyone else. Sure enough, the thing seems to be appeased. At any rate, no more material is vanishing into thin air.
Perfect. So it looks like as well, guys, that might be all 3 of those bonus tasks for this mission. So now we're just waiting for this steel to get delivered in there. Stone's waiting here. Is the ship filling up yet? The ship's got 60. We'll take that across because it's only 60 that we need up at the top end anyway. What are we waiting for here? Baikal steel train should be collecting it, but it isn't. Why is that not collecting the steel? No train north. Okay, that's an issue. Why can he not find a way north? Connected all the way to there. Is that because this other train's... Yeah, okay. So if we manage the line and I stick a waypoint on... okay, it's these. I think it's... I've ruined it by putting these signals on. We've made it only be able to go... so that the train can only go on that side of the track. If I put a waypoint here and I tell him after Port Baikal I want him to go through here, that should sort him out, I believe. Hopefully he'll now pick up all of this steel. He'll have more than 60. Yes, there we go. And he'll now blitz all the way up through this waypoint. And then by the time he gets up there, this ship should have dropped off stone. She already has actually, so I'll send that first. He's now waiting because there's no signals. Yeah, so because this isn't double tracked, this train will now wait here till this train's come all the way back. We might as well have a little ride along the coast here. I've never really had a good look at the Russian trains, to be honest. Quite a nice model. Looks like you can imagine it being in the height of industry. The model of the train looks like you can imagine it being a freight train back in the day. Pretty robust. So that's the steel dropped off. Hopefully it doesn't do what it does in some of the other missions and not count some of it. We dropped a full load of 63 off, so that should complete this end of the mission. And then when we get the stone up from down by the port again, that should complete that stage of the mission, and then we'll be able to jump into the next one. Yeah, so let me know in the comments, guys, whether you're enjoying this series or not. It doesn't seem to get as many views and as much interest as the normal Transport Fever 2 series. I don't know whether that's just because you guys have already played through the campaign and you know what's going to happen already, and that ruins a bit of the fun for you, whereas obviously the series I'm creating myself, you don't know what's coming yet. But it's always nice to get feedback from you guys and see what you're enjoying and what you're not. At the minute, due to it not being very popular, this series, I think I'm going to carry on till the end of Chapter 1, which is the next mission is Chapter 6, which is the last one in Chapter 1. And then if you guys aren't really enjoying it so much, I think I'll just play through the rest of the campaign on my own. And if you are enjoying it, please let me know in the comments, and if there's a few people who are enjoying it, then I will do it, but it doesn't take me a great deal of time to just hit the record button and, you know, have a bit of a chat to you guys while I'm doing the mission. But if you're not interested, then there's no point in me wasting my time in doing it, really. But that's pretty cool. Like, you can see now all the materials dropped off. The railway's getting built. Because we've dropped off all 60, it should make it all the way. And that'll connect up to here by the look of it.
It's done. The railroad project that has just been completed has safeguarded Russia's influence in Eastern Asia. Japan takes a very dim view of it. It has declared war on the Tsarist Empire and promptly attacked. The point now is to act as fast as possible. Ensure that the supplies of materiel for waging war get to the Eastern Front.
So we need to transport munitions on the warehouse here. And alright, so all the way around that. So what I want to do quickly before those two lines that were going all the way around, I want to sell these vehicles because I don't want these getting in the way. And the other train was the stone train. I'll sell that one as well. Just so there's no traffic on that loop around, or we'll just be waiting for ages for that one to come. So we need to transport munitions. Where's the best place to get train from for this? We're going to be better off putting another depot in, I believe, at the top end here. Okay, so we want the fastest train possible. We'll go for that 40 mile. Imagine he's 150. Do we just go hardcore here and get one train that'll carry 150? And then we want cargo. And we're carrying these bombs. Oh, munitions. Let's see if we make this train carry 150. Still a mediocre speed, so yeah, why not? We'll have a new line going from here where it's going to wait until it's full. And we're going to send it all the way around. Yeah. We'll keep it on 3 times speed so it starts loading. This is going to be TF. It's the whole map really, isn't it? So it's going Russian munitions. Hopefully this fills up pretty quick. Ah, I didn't think about that. It hangs out of the back of the station. That'll affect the loading speed. Yeah. Oh well, it'll still be quicker than waiting for this train to go all the way there once and then back again. I mean, I suppose the other thing we could have done is a shuttle down to the dock here, and then a ship across, and then another train down there, but it's much simpler to just make this one route, I think. Hopefully this doesn't take too long to fill up, and then it'll be on its way around the bay. And then we'll see what it wants from us next. Looks like it's just in crates. I was wondering whether there'd be anything written on these crates with it being munitions, like explosive signs or anything like that. But it doesn't look like it. Just look like plain boxes. Oh, there we go. The full. Quick look at these boxes. Yeah, there's nothing on it that says any kind of munitions or anything. The top speed of this train usually is 31 miles per hour, but I don't know if it'll make it. But it is actually still accelerating. If we can stay at the 31 miles an hour all the way, then we've definitely made the right decision here instead of having 2 separate trains, because the other train would only go 31 miles an hour anyway. I've slowed down there, but that's just because of that sharp bend. It should pick up again. There we go, yeah, straight back up to 31. Yeah, it looks like this was the correct answer. Oh, there's a little bear at the side of the track there. We do go uphill a little bit here, but I think because of the momentum it shouldn't lose too much speed. Holding 29 mile an hour left hard. Oh, it's on to 27. I think it starts getting downhill again here. Yeah, back up to full speed. even though the graphics aren't the best in this game, it does still provide some really good scenery. I like the way that the campaigns sort of reflect real world history as well, so some things that happen. Like, I've heard of the Trans-Siberian Railway over the years, but you know, the areas, the names of the towns and the locations, the name of the lakes that are in here, Bay of Baikal, I've never heard of any of those. So it's good that it's all, you know, I don't know whether it's 100% accurate, but, you know, I would imagine that these are the real towns and things that were involved. And it's obviously nowhere near to scale. I would imagine the Trans-Siberian Railway, the longest railway in the world, like thousands of kilometres. This little bit that we're covering here, I don't think was anywhere near the size of it. This must just be where the two, because I believe I'm right in saying that they built it from either end of Russia, and the two ends met in the middle. Remember a similar story, the Channel Tunnel that they built from England underground to France, and I believe they met in the middle under the seabed, which must have been a little bit scary for the people that were in that tunnel at the time. The calculations were just, you know, a few inches or metres off. It could have flooded the whole tunnel. I suppose with these days of technology they can get it down to the millimetre almost. Looks like this is it, guys. We should deliver 150. Hopefully it counts all of them. That's the train dropped off. Let's see what happens here. This counter's going to slowly tick up. Well, it looks like the counter's coinciding with what's at the side here. Hopefully when we get to 100 here, it's already over 50 on the left-hand side of the screen. Yes, it is. I think we did drop just a few more than 150 off. We did 154. So I don't know what it's going to ask us to do next. It might be asking us to deliver these on into the town here or by ship somewhere. Let's have a look. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, I think the next mission is going to be the last one that I cover as a YouTube video, just simply because it doesn't seem to be gaining much traction. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people interested in watching the series of the campaign, and I understand if it's a campaign that you've already played through yourself, there's limited value in watching somebody else play through it. Hopefully it serves as an aid for anyone doing the campaign for the first time if they get stuck on any part of the mission.
Despite your active commitment, the war has sadly been lost. And there were times when the good Tsar was more popular too. But at least the Russian Empire is still left with the most impressive railroad line in the world.
There we go, guys. That's all 3 bonus missions done. All 5 of the main missions done, and the mission completed. So thanks a lot for joining me again for another video. Hopefully you tune in and join me for the next mission. If you have enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you see the next one. If there's any suggestions of improvements or anything, please let me know using the comments below. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.